Hello everyone, my name is Construct and we play GOAT format Yu-Gi-Oh! Let me welcome you to Archetype Overload. Here we use only one archetype, attribute or any specialty of it to build as many decks as possible. I hope you saved some time because this will come all this week. I think I said it all, let's get to the deck. Hello and very welcome to day number 6 of our Harpie week. This will be the last day and I really wanted to close up this week with this deck. When I started to plan all this Harpie stuff, I first got to my friend Olli because he mostly have the best ideas, the coolest tips and anything, and he came up with this Harpie Dragoon control deck. And what I really like about this, it is still like full with the memes like Pet Dragon and the Harpies, but on the same way it's like the best deck of this week. Let's be real, this is a very good control deck, just with like, of course you could have like better targets than Harpies, but for the Harpie week I think this has also the most potential for fun plays and just the good stuff. So let's just get through the deck. So the plan here is to trigger Last Will, get Cyberstein, get King Dragoon, or maybe get King Dragoon by Metamorphosis away the Fossilier Dragon, which is pretty common. You can do stuff here which is pretty cool, but more to this when we get through the deck, which we do now. We have a Cyber Harpie and the 2 Harpie Lady number 1. Like I said in the other videos, these are just the best and Cyber Harpie is just cool. We have the Harpie's Pet Dragon because this is a level 7, so perfect synergy with the King Dragoon. We can also special summon it with the King Dragoon if we got it with the Fossilier Dragon. Like I said, we have the Cyberstein. This is the thing we want to get off the Last Will. And 2 Fossilier Dragons because it's also level 7. We can get into Lost Warrior if we need to. We can get into King Dragoon. Just pretty cool here. We have also a Jinso, can be common in a control deck. Before I forget, this is not the original deck of Olli. I sometimes, or like I always change a little bit stuff. I think that works better for me, but just wanted to say that, not that you think, but just wanted to mention this. We have 2 Flying Kamakiris. This gets out the Harpie Ladies and is just pretty good in control with creature swap and stuff like that. Of course, we have a Sangan. We have an Exiled Force. Since we play Last Will, you have to have an Exiled Force because it's just like the trigger card for Last Will. And Olli added a Iron Blacksmith Kotetsu. Super cool. Because we also have United We Stand, just great, just cool for final pushes. I really like the way he thought here. So we have the Iron Blacksmith to get maybe a Snatch Steal, or like I said, the United We Stand, or whatever. We have 2 Magical Merchants because we want to get stuff like Pet Dragon into the graveyard, and these are perfect to do this. We have 1 Moth. In a control deck, Moth is just great. So we play this. All of these 3 are level 1. And that rounds up the monster count. We have... Fun fact, this happened already before, but we didn't have Duo in the deck. I don't know if this was a mistake by Olli, but I think we should play Duo. So we definitely have the Trinity. We have a Snatch Steal. We have 2 Elegant Egotist. You just need them in a Harpie deck. We have 2 Knocks and 3 Last Wills. We have a Heavy Storm, and to trigger Last Will or just to have a defense or anything, we have Enemy Controller, because you have 2 options with this card. One is to change the battle position of an opponent's monster. Can be pretty cool. It's a -1 in this case, but if you have like a Jinso attacking you and you have a monster that gets over it in defense, you just change it to defense and can get over it next turn. Or you tribute 1 monster and take the control for 1 turn of the monster. Very good with the Scapegoats and very good for Last Will. Olli even added, I think, Share the Pain, super old card, kind of the same like Enemy Controller, just you tribute 1 monster and destroy an opponent's monster. I think Enemy Controller is better. I know Share the Pain is way cooler, but I think we want to have the better card here, so I changed this and added Enemy Controller. We have a Premature Burial. I wish we had a Demog here, but I think we don't really have the space. But also always cool to get a Demog back with the Prima. We have one creature swap, we have one in the side if we feel the need to side it in, but I think one is absolutely fine here. We have two Scapegoats, two metas since this is a control deck, and like I said, the United We Stand, searchable by the Kotetsu, just cool. I love this card, it just remembers me to all times, and it can be very, very good, can do so much damage. Imagine you just equip, I don't know, imagine you equip a Master of Oz, you have Scapegoats on the field, it just gets pumped. Just cool in a control deck. Maybe also underplayed. Who knows? We have one giant Trunade. I cut the second one. There first were two Trunades, but I cut one for the duo. And I think that's fine. This is just for final pushes, so you want to see that in the end. And we have three traps. We have the Ring, Hall, and Mirror Force. This is the main deck. In the side, we have Cyberjar, sure. We have Tribe in the side, not really the space in the main, I think, but just good for Reasoning Gate or anything we want to get rid of aggro monsters. Just great against aggro in general. We have the Spell Canceller. I said before, this is a good synergy with the Wind attribute. Torrentials in the side, also for like aggro matchups or Reasoning Gate. Spear Dragon, also in this deck. This is by Olli, this is not my idea. Very good against control. I think Olli had it in the main, but I put it in the side. We also have Token Thanksgiving in a Stein deck, just a great card. Good against burn, good against scapegoats. Good to get some life back, maybe even have two special summons with the Stein. Happened to me before, so let's see if this happens. Breakers in the side. Like I said, unfortunately not the most space here. You could argue maybe I was thinking to cut one Kamakiri, but if we play recruiters, you should play at least two, and these have good synergies with the swap, and it's not the biggest mistake to have Breaker in the side. Good against burn or anything we feel the need to. Olli added a magic cylinder. It was in the main, I put it in the side because I'd rather have the Mirror Force in the main instead of the magic cylinder. So we have this in the side against the aggro matchup. I really wanted to keep this because it's just so cool and iconic, and this is still kind of a meme deck. So we have this here. We have Swords, very good. We have the second creature swap. Of course, we have the Morphing Jar. We have a Mind Control against Turbo. MST is also in the side against burn or anything back row heavy, and I added one Royal Decree. We have a Jinso, not many traps, and I think one Royal Decree against burn or maybe even warrior is pretty cool here. With the Token Thanksgiving, we are set up very good against burn. That's why we just need one. But folks, this is the deck. Today we have again two replays to show you guys, but one of them is played by Olli. He sent this to me. It was a pretty cool match. So this is a premiere here on the channel. We have a replay of someone else, but Olli's kind of Hornstruck family by now, I would say. So first we watch the replay by Olli and then have one of mine and then have some real matches. So welcome to replay number one, played by Olli, the man himself. I said in the deck constructor, we have one replay by Olli and then my replay and matches and everything. Actually, between everything, he sent me another replay, so we have two replays of Olli, one replay of mine, and then a real match, or maybe real matches by me. You may see some little differences between the decks because, like you see right here, he played Share the Pain, which I think is super cool. But I was like, I want to play Enemy Controller because it is just a better card. But I see the swag here, I see why you play this, and it's super cool. But let's start right off into the replay played by Olli. I think it's pretty interesting to see what we would have done and what he did. So very nice to see some different angles and different opinions how to play a game. So Ophelia Juan, or Guan, I don't know. I think it's Guan, sorry. Very, very experienced player. Starting with Thunder Dragon. I think I played against this person before. One set, monster, and nothing more. So we draw into Pot of Greed, very nice. Alright, we drew into Spear Dragon. We have the knock. So I think here we definitely summon Kamakiri, use knock, or use knock before summon Kamakiri and get in. There's a Night Assailant. You could also argue to play Spear Dragon, but I don't really see the need, and we want to have the Kamakiri on field. So, same procedure as I said, very nice. So another set monster. Here it's time, I think, for Spear Dragon, since it does piercing damage. We want to have another monster on field. Very nice. Now we attack with the Kamakiri, and I think we set the ring, because it's a chainable. Always good to have, especially when life points from the opponent are getting or are starting to get lower. They search the Sinister Serpent with the Sangan. You could think of maybe even setting both, since they may attack into the Spear Dragon, but they will probably just have one monster. Although Chaos is live, Chaos comes down. We have a ring. There's a Zork. I think they will banish the Kamakiri. Yeah, of course to use the Prio, but always better to ask. We would chain ring here, I think. We could also think about using Share the Pain next turn and keep the ring. Destroy Tsukiyomi. But I don't see it. I think ring is better against the Zork. Attack over the Spear Dragon. And now Magic Cylinder should be lethal at one point. Oh. Okay, they need... Okay, of course, they need some protection. What the hell? LOL. Okay. Well, we have the Cylinder. Please attack. No one is expecting Cylinder. That's the cool thing about the card. You could also have used Premature and Share the Pain, but look at this. This is just priceless. GG. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I think I didn't leave Magic Cylinder in main deck. Have to admit. So we go into game 2. They have no idea. They have no idea. That's the cool thing. They didn't really see what we are playing, because they just saw like wind stuff, but not Harpie stuff. So T set. Unfortunately, we don't have a last will, but we already got the Stein. Share the Pain is pretty cool with the Sangan for later plays. But I think here we play Exiled Force. You see, I'm so used to be an aggro player and want to get rid of the stuff and get in. But I think that's the better play. We have no hurry. There's not really a need. Well, it's not a misplay if you play Exiled Force, but I think it's better to play the Kamakiri. So, with the Kamakiri, we can get a Harpie. They even use Tribe's Effect to get rid of it. Summon Sangan, get over the Moth, and maybe use Share the Pain after it. Okay. We decided not to do it. Well, Tribe is not the biggest threat, especially with 10,000 life points. I really like those different decisions and obviously different outcomes of the duel. We draw into Merchant, so I think this is an easy set. Graveyard is not set up yet, and we want to have, that's the theory behind like Merchant also, to get the pet the pet dragon into the grave. Here comes the cylinder again. So we are still super healthy. They have 2 back rows, so there's no reason to be to play Stein or anything. I think this could be an easy, like we could set Kamakiri or we get in with the Spear Dragon, but I think we set Kamakiri. Yeah. Breaker coming down. Unfortunately, no cylinder this time. There comes the Harpie. The crash with the breaker. I think I would have done the same. So now they have Chaos Live. We got a Mirror Force. I think we just get in with the Spear Dragon. Still no need to do 2 big pushes, I think. They probably have a Regeki Break or a Mirror Force, so let's set Mirror Force. That's fine. Maybe they get even into Chaos. They have a Storm, unfortunately. And a Reaper. That hurts. There goes the Stein. Okay, that's the right decision. Not giving any information. Maybe you see on some plays of Olli that he's a way more experienced player than I am. So Pod. Now we have a Will. That's an easy merchant set. Of course we have the Pet Dragon in hand. Also Jinso. Very nice. So we can get rid of the Pet Dragon. Unfortunately they hit the Stein. Zambara without attack. We flip the merchant. Get a storm. So let's see. Stein is gone, unfortunately. So we use storm. Or we we will tribute merchant for Jinso. I don't know the list right now, but I think we get maybe a Harpie Lady. Or we storm. No, I think that's the right play. Tribute, like, use will, tribute for Jinso. We don't have to fear any traps then. With the will. Okay, we get a Kamakiri. Yeah. But looking not bad. They don't find a light. Chaos is not prepared. Another will. I think we would even activate will in advance. Okay, we decided not to do it. And so it's going now. Olli's not changing the stats. That's driving me crazy. I would pro set heavy here, but Olli seems like a not pro set heavy person. It was a jar. So we could think about, I know that would be like minus forever. Well, no. The play I would do here is Storm. Tribute both monsters, like Storm, Last Will. Tribute both for Facilier. Get Exiled Force, get rid of the monster and win. Let's see what Olli did. Storm. Unfortunately, they have a Regeki break. So this will ruin the plan with tributing. And unfortunately, they have the advantage with Night Assailant. Got the other Night Assailant. It's a spy. Ah, Spear Dragon is boosted. I don't see it if you don't change the stats. So they have the choice, rather draw graceful or attack with the spy, get rid of the Spear Dragon, or leave it in defense. But I think better choice would be attack it. So now they have a Light Engrave. I bet they have Zork because they discarded the BLS. Zork is coming down. Vanishes the Harpie Lady. Now our Spear Dragon isn't big enough anymore. Looks pretty bad here. But we draw into Ring. Super lucky. Yeah. I would have assumed too that this is Night Assailant. Wasn't. So we set the ring. Don't set the ring. Okay. Well, there could be a Regeki break. We are still healthy enough. Storm is gone. That is fortunate for us. But I see why you would Regeki break here. Get a Faith. I think I would set Last Will as a bait without the ring even. But like, 2 Regeki breaks are gone, so I think I would have done the same in the situation. Like, if you play it and don't watch it, you're way more concentrated. So they attacked into the Moth. And now we can decide whether to use the ring now or later, but I think it's always better to keep playing. So we use Pod. Royal Decree. Harpie Lady trying to get over the spy, gets Sakut. Now we ring. That was dangerous with a book, but GG's, GG's. Many battle traps. Nice. So, very nice. Yeah, it was kinda unlucky for the opponent. But pretty cool match. This was replay number 1. Let's get right into replay number 2. So see you next duel. Replay number 2 of Olli. I really like that kind of commentary about the match I didn't play, and I get very surprised. I get always surprised when I see my own replays, but you know what I mean. This is even more exciting. And yeah, let me know what you think about it, if this is okay. I really like it in that way because this is our final day, and this was like one of the first decks we created for this week, and I like this deck definitely the most. And I think this is kind of a special tribute to Olli again. So let's hop into the second match and see what we do here. So Olli said Royal Decree and the Merchant. Pretty good to hold the Graceful here, I think. And definitely the right choice to set Merchant first. Very experienced player that we are playing against. Sasuke Samurai hits the Merchant. We get a Scapegoat. They said 1 back row. It's interesting because I usually instantly flip the decree to like avoid the traps, but in that case it's just 1, so it's way smarter to wait because we can chain it anyways. If this would have been 2 or more, I think end phase activating would have been better. Olli, let me know if I'm right. So graceful here. Maybe it gets even solemned. No, okay. There's a Stein. And we can get rid of a assumably dead knock. Scapegoat. Yeah, we have the decree and we have so many monsters. I don't think we need the scapegoats. Now we can get all in. With a Stein play, I would say. Or maybe we'll be conservative first. It's interesting that, okay, Olli, you have 2 choices here. You could go all in with the Snatch, with the Stein, with everything. I don't think this is game right now. Or you could do like Spear Dragon, get over the Sasuke, see what they do. But I think as long as we have the life points, we should take over the advantage and like do damage and use Stein. So I think this is good. And it's a fun deck and we want to have some fun, you know. Said that multiple times when it comes to like Stein fun decks. So I think he did absolutely right here. Let's see what we get. I think big boy. Oh, yeah, of course we have the Spear Dragon combo. Not bad, not bad. Was this even game? Okay. Didn't see that. 24? No. 31? 39, 49, 59, 68. Yeah, I was crazy right now. So they gained 1,000 back. Breaker. Breaker's not bad here. Well, they can't use traps. But at least they can get rid of the Stein and the Spear Dragon. So let's see. I think we just summon the Cyber Harpie. Beat over both. I think why not? Okay, he decided to just attack. I gotta say, I don't see why. But maybe he wants to set the Duel Beast or a Harpie Lady. No way he baited a main deck mind control. The opponent must think like, what the freaking hell I am playing against. I think they always do when they play against Harpies, but... So I think this would be a way better position if we attacked into the Sasuke last turn, because this... Man, this is close. This is so close. I know now we have the Harpie and win, especially because of the True Nate, but I think that was pretty risky. I think we would have won anyways if we would have attacked before, but never blame the player. In this situation, you may not know what you were thinking. So opponent starts with the Graceful. We again have the Stein. Discarding 2 Blade Knights. Into pot. Very nice. 2 merchants. We have the True Nate, so the storm is good here. Maybe we see a cylinder kill today. Blade Knight. Tribute Reaper for Zaborg. We have the Snatch. So here cylinder is actually not so bad because we keep the Zaborg to maybe snatch it. Dust Shoot. Yeah, I think they get rid of the Stein, definitely. The only thing we can or should do is Snatch. We shouldn't True Nate because they would get the Prima back, which were very bad for us. You could decide rather to set the merchant that they know about or use Snatch Steal, but I think Snatch would be better here. Mirror Force. Well, at least we get rid of the Zaborg, and we shouldn't really set the merchant. But we need a defense, I know. If they summon another monster, but that would be not so smart. Since Blade Knight wouldn't negate the flip effect anymore. We drew into Iron Blacksmith Kotetsu. I don't really see the need for the Exiled Force here, because they didn't see Spy. I would rather keep it if I were them. But we draw into Grace. This is perfect here. Wow. Not the best draws. Olli decided to do nothing. Again, pretty close. Sangan. Dust Shoot. That's it. GG. So, third game. I'm curious how this will turn out. Well, it gotta be cool, I think. Olli wouldn't have sent it to me. So we have a pretty cool looking hand with the United We Stand, Share the Pain, Jinso. I just love it. So MST against the cylinder, unfortunately. Hot into duo. That actually is pain. No shared pain. So Blade Knight hitting the field. Luckily for us, they don't it doesn't negate recruiters, just flips, so we can search out for, I think, another Kamakiri. We can tribute for Jinso. Jinso obviously pretty good here. We could also think about summoning Birdface, pump it up with the United We Stand, but I think I would be too scared of a trap. I know we get a Surge. Oh! I'm so dumb. I was just thinking Blade Knight is pumped because they just have one monster. I don't know why. Of course, this was the better play. I would have done this. So now we had the Surge. Duo, very nice. Unfortunately, they have a Spy, but I think it's right to attack first. Like if this would have been a Morph, we would have the chance to rip the recycled Pot of Greed out of the opponent's hand. I think I would have summoned Jinso way earlier. And it's so interesting because I see it now and I'm like, yeah, I think that's better. Keep your surprise things till the end. And We have Last Will, and of course this triggers Last Will, so now we can have a very big push. Last Will, Tribute Summon. Searching out Stein, I assume. Or maybe Gatling Dragon. And I think this would be game then. So 2 hats, please. Tails. Tails. At least one. I think now we should use the United We Stand. I think there's no reason to not do it. And I think this is the best to equip the weakest monsters, so Stein in this case. Yeah. So we attack with Jinso, get in with the rest. Looks cool. Cool board. Oh, that doesn't look good for the opponent. Well, well, well. I really like the bird face. Maybe we should have had it in more of our decks. That's pretty cool. And more Harpie stuff. Well, at least it's here. So thanks Olli for this. Thanks Olli for this. For these replays. Pretty cool, pretty fun. Love the Gatling Dragon action. Super cool. They had a Dust Tornado, Rhoda, and yeah, Dead Traps. Since Jinso's on the field. So thanks to Olli, these were his replays. Now we have one replay of mine and a real match to finish up this awesome week. So see you next duel. Replay number 3 on our final day of Harpie week. I'm so excited. So, like I said, this deck has slightly little changes of Olli's version, but just slightly. And I see this card and I instantly remembered why I chose this deck for a replay. I think this was maybe even the first duel I did with this deck. And I saw this is an unrated just single duel, but trust me, it is so worth it. So just enjoy and let's watch this final countdown match or duel against Bringo Man. Welcome to the video. So you have to be quite fast, so you may play a little more aggressive than you would usually. Of course they have floodgates, of course they have all the stuff, so we try to attack with the Kamakiri, set the call, and see what happens. So turn number 3 on the final countdown, I think. Man, now it all comes back. Parasite, Parasite, what the hell? So this thing is in our deck now. And I remember this was a insect final countdown deck. So cool. So they summoned Holding Insects. I really have to do an insect video one day. Unfortunately, like in GOAT format, they were not the best. We have a Graceful and a Storm. Unfortunately, Final Countdown isn't like on the field. It is like not like Swords of Revealing Light, for example. So this wouldn't destroy this, but at least like the Floodgate. So we have a lot of potential to do some pushes here. Yeah, Egotist is dead here, and we don't need Creature Swap for sure. Unfortunately, we can't do anything without removing the Gravity Bind. But I think the smarter way would be to wait with the storm and like collect monsters for a final push, we decided to use the merchant to get 1,000 eyes, which can attack under gravity bind. Not the dumbest idea, if you ask me, because we can go into Stein anyways with the storm, like any time. So let's see how this will go. Turn 5. Graceful of their own. So a lot of recruiters. Unfortunately, we can't get over the tomato. I think it would have been smarter to like set Zangan, now set the Harpie Lady, all this stuff, because now we sit on this thing. Well, we can attack into the tomato, suck the tomato, and do this stuff. At least that. We decided to use Storm. Why should we? Well, maybe they don't have another floodgate. But now we like block ourselves with the tear. I don't see the storm here. That wasn't the smartest play. But opponent's on 3,400. And like, we could summon Gatling Dragon anytime to get rid of our own tear. Now they have it all. This is DNA-like operation. Man, I love it. I had a deck like this in the past when I was like 15 or so. Yeah, don't really see how we get out of this. I think we put ourselves in this position. We can just attack. Of course, they have DNA transplant, or how is it? DNA surgery. So final countdown, almost half through. Another set. I think we have Moth in this deck. Yeah, you can't flip it, but another Parasite. What does this thing even do? Funny. Well. So they set another monster. We draw into Will. Maybe we can wait till we draw like Jinso. I'm not sure right now. Do we play another tribute monster? Because then we can like tribute the tear. Jinso would stop the DNA surgery. I think we just have to wait. Stein, I think into Gatling. Let's see. Not bad. 1 heads. Alright, 2 heads. Our own Sangan. 4. Moth. Okay. Very nice. I really like that. Didn't think of it now because it didn't look like at the Sangan. So I kinda forgot it. Already at round number 11. Now we can pop our own tear. Flip Moth. And destroy him. Metamorphosis even, so we can have like 6 coin flips if we need them. Look at this match, or look at this duel. 2 tails. 1 heads. Alright, I think we get rid of the tear. Then flip Moth. Imagine they have Torrential. Use Storm. Use Meta. To get another Gatling Dragon, I think. Do we even need it? This is one pumped Flying Kamakiri. We decided to attack, unfortunately. Why didn't I use Metamorphosis? Maybe I wanted to see what this is. We have a knock. Well, of course we used Gatling Dragon first. 1 hats. 2 hats. Oh, I'm cooked. 3 hats on Gatling Dragon. Not a parasite, and this is just game. It was kind of close. It was kind of close. Like I said, it's just a single duel, but I really wanted to show you guys this final countdown thing. Just awesome with the insect stuff and everything. Really, really like it. So this is it for the replays, folks. Now we have a real match. This will be, unfortunately, the last match of this Harpie week. So see you next duel. Harpie Control. I was really looking forward to these matches because I really like the deck. I'm not the best control player, but I hope I don't disappoint Olli. Let's see. Opponent's leading on Thunder Dragon. We already have King Dragoon. Sangan. Alrighty. Harpie. Man. Let's think. Should we kind of overextend? We have the scapegoat, so we have time. Let's summon Harpie Lady. Use Elegant Egotist. We will thin the deck, and we have some aggression starting. So this is 1600, 2100. Let's get in. Spy. I don't want to set scapegoats yet. I don't want them to be dead. And I don't see the need right now. Maybe they will set a spy, maybe not more. Okay. So this could be a game shot next turn. Glad we didn't summon King Dragoon. So one back row. We will definitely snatch the breaker. Pop the back row. Okay, it's just a bluff. So now I think it's time for King Dragoon. Yeah, let's do this. We attack over the Sork. Let's hope they don't have another Chaos Monster. And hope they don't have Duo. They get 1000 back. So the knock was a bluff. So I assume this is also kind of a bluff. Or I hope it, at least. This could be, or should be, the spy. We still have 2 Thunder Dragons in hand. I think we definitely use Exiled Force. And get in. Alright, let's see. GG. So I think this was turbo and not control. Let's side in mind control and morphing jar. We don't know if it's control, but let's keep the creature swap. Let's keep the creature swap. We can side out the mirror force, actually. And 1 merchant. Looking good so far. But they didn't had really like traps and anything, so it was pretty easy for us to go through. Scapegoat. I think let's get rid of the Fusilier. Because if we bring it back, it's big, so let's see. Duel always hurts turn 1, unfortunately. So no monster. Should we set merchant or... Yeah, let's set merchant. We are a control deck, we don't always have to attack. Okay. This heavy is crazy. So I think we flip merchant first. If they have like Regeki break to chain. Alright, mind control. Storm. Do we use mind control? Is the question. Regeki break. I think... No, Sangan is still in the game. Let's use knock. Spy. Very good. We don't run it, I think. No. Let's get in. Yugioh's gone. So no need to play around it. So as expected, merchant will be destroyed. I wonder why they committed so many spell and traps. At this point, I just wanna get in. They have Torrential or Mirror Force. So be it. Break Break is fine. Okay, so they discarded even the Tsukiyomi. What could they have in hand? Maybe BLS? Haiku? Yeah. So we will get... We could get another Kamakiri. And have an advantage of Last Will next turn. Tetsu. They're at 3,800. Okay, we just have one Harpie. Summon with the Kamakiri. So I think we set the Iron Blacksmith and go to defense. That's the best play here. We can grab Snatch, for example. Depending on what they do now. Of course, we could also get United We Stand. Or Prima. No, Prima doesn't do much. Let's get Snatch. Okay. Okay. So, we will use Mind Control, definitely. Then we can... oh, we can just win. Yeah. So, Mind Control. So, I assume this was Moth. We could have... Okay, even if it's not Moth, but if it was Moth, we would used Last Will. Then enemy controller to take control of the Kaiku. Kaiku comes to us. Last Will triggers. We get Stein. We could even, I don't know, we don't need any of these. Or we could have gotten back another Will. Just imagine. And I don't know, get... I don't care, but use Stein. Get the big boy. And win. Awesome. What a deck, Olli. Thank you so much. This was a whole lot of fun. So cool. Like I said, Olli even built this deck in real life. But folks, this is it for Harpie Week. Thank you so much for 500 subscribers. All of your comments, all of your likes, all of your effort, everything you give back to me. I am so motivated to keep this going and to grow this channel. It is so fun for me, and I just want to say a big thank you. I hope you enjoyed Harpie Week. I really enjoyed every second of work I put into this. Please leave a comment and let me know what you think about it. I am also really looking forward for more projects like this in the future. In general, if you have any ideas about stuff like this or topics or anything, just let me know. All I gotta say is, if you liked these videos, give them a thumbs up. If you didn't like these videos, give them a thumbs up. Construct is signing out. I wish you all a great weekend. See you next video.